Hi everybody, it's Jeff from VW Bricks, here to talk about the next building in my modular series. This one is sitting right about here on my wall normally, um, but it's the fourth building that I've built that's up on my wall, and this one is the first one in the new wave of buildings that I built, meaning post 2015 when I moved to my current Lego room that I'm in right now. Anyway, so let's jump right into the photos of the building and the building progress. So here you can see we have a dark green and light gray building with white walls behind it on a nice blue base plate. So we can also see the three buildings we've already talked about in the series. This is now the number fourth. I am trying to do them in order of me building them, so we can kind of see the the history and how they evolved over time. So this building is a first edition, first version of this building. It had changed after this. And let's go right to the next picture just because it's a better quality photo. Also, this is my, this was just started to be built after I figured out my train layout. So I built a bunch of road plates and my train layout. And then it's like, okay, now I need new buildings to populate it. So here we go. So here's a better close-up shot. Sorry. Um, and I was working with the profile bricks for the design. That stayed the same, but some of the columns here, like this corner column, I ended up changing out because I wasn't really happy with the look of it. Let's hop over to the next picture. I think it's pretty much done at this point. Yeah, so this one's actually pretty much done. There's still a few parts missing, but based on the picture I'm looking at, it looks to be fairly complete. So we'll zoom in here a bit. So what I ended up doing was I put a column on an angle with this brick structure on it. So it is not held in by very much. I think there's just like the plate or the stud at the bottom, and then there's some locking in at the top of the curve here. Like I said, I tried to carry the brick throughout. The bottom level is brick along the windows with the green pillars, and then as I came up to the next level, I switched it where it was brick along the windows, and, excuse me, and dark green around the windows frames. Although the arch here above the windows is light gray with a dark gray window awning, shall we say. Um, so I mean, this one. Let's just go back for a second. The first picture I built, so the first picture was November 8th. So I started this November 8th. By November 20th, it was finished. Like I said, in between there, I had a little bit of work, or a little bit of assistance from Janie to help me build it. I was not 100% complete here because I'm missing the tiles on the roof in dark green as well. Here's another shot of it in the town layout. And here's more of it. So all these buildings, as you can see, are ones we've talked about. In fact, I'm trying to figure out what this one is because my dark blue one moved over here. So at this point, I'm still trying to figure out the layout of the town. And I have a bunch of my older buildings here that none of them are on my display at the moment, my Windows display, because it's not one of my favorite ones. You can see here I'm also working on figuring out the gutter train, or not the gutter train, sorry, the streetcar track and the electronics for it. I did get it to work a few times, but it was never reliable. Um, so yeah, the next shot should be with the tiles on top, adding some recent parts is the description. So you can see the floor has been tiled. An interesting note about this building, actually there's still not tiles on the roof. I'll go back to this picture in a second. Actually, well, the interesting thing about this building is it's actually built as one piece. There is no way to open this building up to get inside, and that's because these center columns, or this column, is basically held in by almost nothing, and there was just nothing structurally I could do at that point, at least, to lock this pillar, this angled pillar in. So I decided to build the building as a whole. Looking at it, as far as I remember, instead of instead of putting the building in a box this way, this one I actually turned sideways and put into a box because it's a little taller than the box height that I have. But it's strong enough that it will stay together, and the box I use is the right dimensions that it just slides in, and it doesn't really have much wiggle room. So going back to these newer pictures here, you can also see a couple of the other buildings that I built after this, and I was just laying the buildings out. This is like the green series of buildings, I guess you could call it. We'll touch those other, or we'll talk about those other two buildings at a later date. So, all right, that's it for the video. So why don't we, or the images. So why don't we just jump right over to my build camera? Let the light adjust there. All right, so I guess there's not really much to talk about here. We've got a door on the side. So the original idea was there would be a staircase going up probably from this door here, whereas this door here is more the front door for the building. Using, like I said, these dark gray windows, they're jumped out half a stud compared to the background behind it. You can see this piece here is pretty much just barely being held in. It's wiggly. So yeah, the first floor is the windows and doors are level with the brick. The second floor up, the windows come up out a half a stud, and the third floor as well. I use these green slopes here as well, just to kind of give it a bit of a feature design, shall we say. I was originally intending to put something up at the top here, and I never really got a chance to. Spin around. We have the little studs for figs to drop in. This building doesn't actually have a number or a name, just because at the time I was building it, I didn't really have a plan on where it would be in the layout, so I didn't know what number to assign it and stuff. I did put a detail in the corner though with the dark green square. We'll just flip around. You can see some older color bricks, and there's a back door. And the roof is pretty much a solid piece on top. Well, not solid obviously because it's a bunch of different plates, but just it's basically made to not open. And again, that's just because of the fragility of it. So yeah, apparently I had lots of extra dark green bricks at the time because I layered them in here, which is interesting. So yeah, I think that will wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. There is a contest coming up, which I will throw up at the end of this really quickly just so you can see it. Canadian Building Contest for Canada Day. It's currently June 14th. The contest expires on the 29th of June. Judging's on the 30th, and we'll give away a little prize pack. In order to watch the judging, or we'll be putting it on my YouTube stream, so this channel that you're watching right now, and it'll be done 9 p.m. Eastern on June 30th, which is a Wednesday. So if you can make it out to the chat, please do. We've already got at least one entry. I haven't checked in the past little while, but maybe we have a few more by now. So it's great to see some interest, and hopefully you can build something. So the contest, in case I didn't actually say it, is to build something Canadian. So build something that tells or that represents Canada to you. So it might be an animal, it might be a place, a scene, it might be a moment in history where Canadians did something great. It might just be some food, maybe some poutine or something. I don't know. But yeah, basically you build something digitally or out of brick and submit it to us. We would like to have new creations, not something you've already built before, just because where's the challenge in that? And you can send your entry or a link to your entry to canadabrickbuilders@gmail.com. Again, I'll put the poster at the end of this, so I'll let it run for about 5 or 10 seconds, maybe 7, because that's kind of in between. So you can have a look at it, you can pause it, get any of the information you want off of there. And we will talk to you again later. See ya, bye.